morning. Welcome to Altitude Aptitudes Food Friday. Today we're going to talk about juicing. We're here at the Get Fit studio here in Kittredge, Colorado, and we're going to do a presentation this morning. I'm going to give you a little bit of a preview before that class gets started. So I've got some basics here. You'll notice that I have a Vitamix instead of a juicer. That is simply because I don't have a juicer with me today. I do use both. I tend to lean more towards my Vitamix for a multitude of things, but today we're specifically going to talk about using a Vitamix or a similar high-strength blender for the juicing process. So the difference between juicing and blending, very simple. Juicers extract the fiber, blenders keep the fiber. That's where you get all that pulp. So there's no extraction process, obviously, in something like this. The benefits and the cons to both. Juicing creates a much more rapidly and easily digestible product because you're just consuming the juice. There's not a lot of fiber to slow that process down. If you're juicing a lot of fruits, without that pulp, all that sugar gets put into the blood very quickly. So you get a very quick high insulin response. When you blend and you leave the pulp in, it sort of acts like a governor on the gas pedal. What I mean by that is when you consume the fiber, you leave the pulp, you don't get such a quick blood sugar response. You're not flooding the bloodstream with something that all of a sudden insulin is going to come out of the woodwork and, oh my gosh, we have too much sugar in the bloodstream and we're going to store it. So keeping the fiber in is a benefit. One rule of thumb is juice your greens, blend your fruits. Fruits are higher in sugar, obviously, so if you maintain the pulp that comes along with fruits, you're going to slow down that high insulin response, and that's where a blender maintaining that pulp comes in handy. Juicing greens, you're still getting the phytonutrient benefits of the green, all those antioxidants, the phytonutrients, the micronutrients, but you're eliminating that fiber, which allows for quicker digestion. Both have equal goodness to them. I use my Vitamix every single morning. I leave the pulp in everything. There are some really cool things you can do with leftover pulp, however, if you're using a juicer. You can make body scrubs with it. A lot of the rinds and things that you're extracting have a tremendous benefit for skin. You can use them as thickening agents instead of flour. You can use them in baking, you can use them in soups as stock. There's a ton of things you can do with the pulp instead of just throwing it away, because it's a total waste of nutrients. There's a great website, justjuice.org. They talk about some of the things that you can do with that pulp. Check it out. But juicing is a huge part of my life. It's something I do at least once a day, if not 2 or 3 times a day. Learning how to mix the fruits and the vegetables together really helps with that palate, getting your palate used to the different flavors. Dark leafy greens are probably everyone's biggest challenge to get used to. Kale, a lot of people say, oh, kale's too bitter. But when you mix kale with the right things, it's actually really, really good. This is a great book, Becoming Raw. Now this is not a specific juicing book, but it talks about not only the benefits of eating raw fruits and vegetables, but how to combine them and how to incorporate more raw foods instead of cooked foods into your diet on a daily basis. I can't tell you the differences I've seen as an athlete. Eating more raw foods versus cooked foods. As soon as you cook something, you lose those vital enzymes, the anti-aging factors, the properties that fight free radicals in the body, cancer-fighting agents. So eating raw is something really you should look into. If you're not going to consume a 100% raw diet, even if you started consuming 50, 60, 70% of your diet as raw fruits and vegetables and other raw foods, you'd see a drastic change in your health. Check out the list of Dirty Dozen. That Dirty Dozen list is a list of fruits and vegetables that you should definitely buy organic because of the pesticide reason. There are certain fruits and vegetables where the skin or the rind of them has a greater propensity to absorb those pesticides and the nasty stuff we shouldn't be consuming. So check out the Dirty Dozen list. I'm going to post it on the blog. Those are the things that you should be eating or buying organically. because it can get expensive to buy everything organic, but there's 12 things that you must buy organic if you want to avoid those chemicals. So stay tuned for some of my recipes for some juicing. Check out justjuice.org if you're a beginner juicer, or even if you're advanced. It's some really great information, very simple to follow. And I also love the website rebootwithjoe.com. If you haven't watched the documentary Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead, I highly recommend it. It is a tangible example of what juicing fruits and vegetables can do to your life. Drastic changes for the better. Also, check out Forks Over Knives. It talks about the benefits of a plant-based diet. The only regret I have about being vegan is that I didn't do it sooner as an athlete. It makes that much of a difference. Thanks for tuning in on Food Friday. Stay tuned on Monday for Muscle Monday. And Wednesday we're going to hit a great workout. Have a great weekend. I'll see you guys soon.